Hey, what's up? This is Diesel, and today we're going to talk about top 10 coincidences in pro wrestling. You ever just think to yourself, what a great coincidence that this happened at the same time as this, or this happens and next year this happens? Like, there's just some great coincidences in pro wrestling that, I just like, And I feel to talk about some of my top 10 favorite coincidences in pro wrestling history. It's not like one's better than the other, just, this is just the eye of the beholder, and this is just like opinion, nothing's facts, just things I find interesting. Coming in number 10. What a great coincidence that in 2001, Stone Cold, The Rock, and Triple H, all three of them peaked in 2001. Austin, he peaked at WrestleMania 17, the heel turn. His character went downhill after, never fully recovered, but he's over and loved because he's Stone Cold. The Rock, because, he went to Hollywood and he just did everything he could as a babyface. By 2002, he got stale. And Triple H, he peaked because after his injury, he was never the same in the ring again. And then, he had the babyface run, which was like a flash in the pan. People were excited to see him. And then, with Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, and Shawn Michaels coming back, he was taking a backseat to everybody's babyface. So he had to turn back heel, and then that reign of terror, which started in 2002. So, and in 2002, all three of them, like I said before, were just not the same. Yeah, it's just funny how all three of them peaked in the same year. Number 9 for great coincidences. JR announced for Starrcade, WrestleMania, and Wrestle Kingdom. Greatest commentator of all time. Who else can say something like that? Who else can? Greatest commentator ever. Coming in at number 8. It's funny how Triple H buries Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 18. And then the next WrestleMania, his best friend Shawn Michaels faces Chris Jericho and helps Chris Jericho recover as a character and saves him from the burial that his best friend gave Chris Jericho. What a coincidence. 1989. Both Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan had their best match in that same year. Ric Flair, his matches with Ricky Steamboat and Terry Funk. And Hulk Hogan, his match with Macho Man Randy Savage at WrestleMania 5. And I truly believe if they had the rematch at SummerSlam 1989 and Savage got his victory and got the title back, heel style, that would have been a 5-star classic. I truly believe that. But oh well. Next coincidence, coming in at number 7. No, 6. Fat guys running the game in 1993. Yokozuna and Big Van Vader. These two were the man in the company. Vader was the 300-plus pound athletic guy holding down WCW, and Yokozuna was the big, fat, athletic guy holding down in the WWF, and they were champions at the same time. Plus, guys were running shit in 1993, and they're athletic too. And you also had Bam Bam Bigelow, Earthquake. He was around here and there. I wish he would have done more, but yeah. Fat guys running the game in 1993. Coming in at number 5. Every member of the Shield has pinned another member of the Shield for their first title victory. Roman Reigns first Seth Rollins cashed in and pins Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and says, "Thank you." Then the same year, Roman Reigns pins Dean Ambrose at, I think, Survivor Series. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he pins Dean Ambrose for his first world title. And Dean Ambrose at Money in the Bank pins Seth Rollins for his first world title. Great coincidence. Hold on a second. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 8, 2. Ooh. Next up, the TNA big names, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Sting signing like back to back after each other. Like, okay, some of the biggest TNA stars are these three men, and they came within the same time period. Not the same time, but first you had Samoa Joe, then shortly after you had Sting, and then shortly after you had AJ Styles, and there's coming back to back to back to back. Just what a great coincidence, you know? Coming in at number 4, Sting and Ultimate Warriors rise to the top. They start off as a tag team. They split up. One goes to WCW, one goes to WWF. 1988, they had their breakout moments. Sting's match with Ric Flair at Clash of the Champions, and Ultimate Warrior winning the IC title at SummerSlam. Then, 1989, it was clear both men were ready to be the top guy. Then in 1990, both men beat the star of the 80s in 1990 for both their companies. Sting beating Ric Flair at Great American Bash 1990, and Warrior beating Hogan at WrestleMania 6 at 1990. Holy fuck, what an amazing coincidence. Coming in at number 2. Two black men being world champions at the same time in 2000. The Rock and the top babyface 2. The Rock for WWF, Booker T for WCW. And worst two going back, 1998, both men had their true breakout years. Booker T having his classics with Chris Benoit, The Rock having his classics with Triple H. And oh my god, if Chris Benoit did not leave WCW and he stayed in WCW and faced Booker T for the world title, I truly believe they would have had their best matches right there. Just imagine in 2000, Booker T versus Benoit for the WCW title. I'm convinced there's a possible chance of a possible 5-star match, but that's just my guess. But yeah. Just for me, amazing to see two black guys be the top babyfaces and world champions at the same time. And then worse to the next year, 2001, they fucking main event SummerSlam 2001. Holy shit. Could have been my number 1 still, but like, you know, just a toss up. And coming in for number 1, 1998. The top baby faces and world champions were two bald guys who look alike and the most over in their companies, Stone Cold and Bill Goldberg. And this is the biggest dream match of 1998, hands down. It just happens, like they look alike. And they're the most over guy in their companies. Top champions, big, box office draws. One of the few men to catch up as Hogan as a draw. Big household name. Fuck, some people still want to see Goldberg come back for one more match. Yeah, just what an amazing coincidence that two men who look alike are the top guys of their companies. And they're both over as fuck. Just amazing. So yeah, guys, let me know some great coincidences as you being a wrestling fan that you notice and you like. Those are my coincidences. I'd love to hear yours and give me your feedback.